chair out, Hercules. Hello, Hercules. Right, it's day 4. Okay, so today we are going to add in something else to our writing, and it is speech marks, or you might find them called inverted commas. That's their grammar name, but we all tend to call them speech marks, or as we've called them in class, 66 and 99s, just to get them around the right way. Okay, so I've done a little bit more writing. I'll show you my drawings later. They're not coming out how I want them to. I'm sure that happens to you sometimes. Picture in your head, and then what comes out on the paper isn't quite what you would imagined. Anyway, right. Yesterday was longer than I thought it was going to be, so today I really am going to be super duper quick. Okay, so we're going to be using speech marks or inverted commas in our writing today. And this is what they would look like. I'm sure you've all seen them in your reading before. So, lovely cursive handwriting, capital letters, full stops, question marks, exclamation marks, ellipsis, commas, and obviously speech marks. Lovely range of conjunctions, please. Write as much as you can. Think about your writing before you say it. Have a practice in your head. Think about and try and include a character's thoughts. Okay, that could be your extension. Right, so I'll tell you where I am in my writing. So Cordy is out with her friend Beth, and they are walking through one of those underground tunnels. I don't know if you've ever been to a city where they have them. So to underpass, sometimes they're called, to go under the traffic safely. You go under the road. It's like a tunnel, and obviously they would be lit up at night. Okay, she's bigger. She's about 14, so she is there with her friend Beth. Okay, so I've done a little bit, and this is the first time Cordy's going to use her powers, okay, to help her friend Beth, who is afraid of the dark. So I have done a little bit of storytelling first before I launch straight into my speech. You could just start your speech straight away. It's completely up to you. I'm going to show you mine, and then we'll just quickly chat about how you use speech marks. So I've got the lights began to flicker, and then suddenly each one went out all down the tunnel, one by one, like dominoes falling. Okay, so imagine them sort of popping, pop, 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 pop. They've all gone out, the tunnel's dark. Okay. What's happened? Beth's voice wobbled. It's probably a fuse or a short circuit. It's fine. Cordy felt she sounded too harsh. Beth had never been good in the dark. It was then Cordy's fingers began to, and this is where I would use my simile from lesson 1 about her fingers feeling as if they'd been stung by 1,000 tiny wasps. Okay, so her fingers are going to start to tingle and sting, and she's going to reach up and she's going to put all the lights back on, okay, without Beth realising. Well, she thinks Beth isn't going to realise, so they're going to have a conversation together, and I'm going to get my simile in. I've kind of got a bit about my character's thoughts. So Cordy's kind of been a bit abrupt with her friend. She's kind of cut her off, and she knows she's afraid of the dark, and she hasn't been very sympathetic. Maybe Cordy's powers are making her feel sort of invincible. You know, why be afraid of the dark? I can control electricity. I can do this. I can do that. She's not being very sympathetic. I think she'll realise that later on in the story. So I would then carry on. I'm going to put my simile in, and I would carry on my writing. What's special about speech marks is that each time a character talks, we've tried this in class, and it didn't always go so well. So you can have a little practice now. Each time a character talks, they have a new line. Okay, so here I have got Beth talking, and then I haven't carried on, I've started again for Cordy to talk. Okay, so the speech marks go round what the person is saying out loud, and they include the punctuation. Okay, so this is what Beth is saying. So here's my speech marks, and she's saying, so capital letter, what's happened. Okay, then punctuation, then closing speech marks. Okay, and then I've put Beth's voice. Wobbled. Okay, because I'm trying to put a bit of a show me, don't tell me in there. Okay, I don't want you to, I'm not going to say Beth was afraid of the dark. I want you to think, oh, is she a bit scared? Why would her voice be wobbling? And then when I start my next bit about Cordy talking, with Cordy talking, I then start my new line. Okay, and again I start with a capital letter. Okay, punctuation inside my speech marks, closing speech marks, and then I can have some action or direction or talk about how that character's voice sounds. Sometimes you can put how their voice sounds or the action first if you want to, and then do your speech. Okay, so I could have Beth's voice wobbled. What's happened? Or with a wobbly voice, Beth asked, what's happened? So lots of different ways you can do it. Have a play with it, have a look in some books and see if you can spot some direct speech, and use that as an example to copy their layout from there. Okay, and this bit about trying to include a character's thoughts. Now when a character is talking to themselves in their head, the book, the print is using italics, so that's when the writing is slightly slanted. It looks a little bit different. We've looked at it in reading, I think. The Train to Impossible Places, I think with Susie, I think we might have looked at it then. Again, have a little look in your books at home. You'll probably find some. Okay, maybe ask for some help and have a little look. Okay, so I could have put this bit here in italics. Okay, so it's probably a fuse or a short circuit, it's fine. And then I could have had Cordy talking to herself. She could have been saying something like, that sounds a bit mean, you know Beth's afraid of the dark. Or that, you're not being a very good friend, are you? You know she's afraid of the dark. So have the character talking to themselves. Okay, but they don't use speech marks. And perhaps if you wanted to, you could write that thought in a different colour so it stands out, because writing in italics is quite difficult when you've got your own style of handwriting. Right, that's it from me. So you are using speech marks to show direct speech in your writing. Okay, here's our little reminder of things that you are going to put into your writing, and it's going to be about a time that they used their superpowers. Their first time they used it. Could be a fight with the villain. Okay, could be saving somebody. Whatever you want to do, it's completely up to you. I've also snuck my simile in. I'm going to put it in the end about her fingers' feelings if they've been stung by 1,000 tiny wasps. So she's lighting the lights for her friend who's afraid of the dark. It's completely up to you. Okay, completely up to you. I haven't added any resources. You don't need them. Have a go, have fun, be creative, take lots of care, and tomorrow, not quite sure what we're doing tomorrow. I'm feeling a cartoon. I really want to do a cartoon strip. Okay, join me tomorrow and we'll see what we're doing with our superheroes. Okay, take care. Bye.